this is Rachel and I am here with another process video. Now as you can see, this is actually a layout I already started. It was one of those things where I couldn't record at the time, so I just did a little bit. I wanted to see how it would work before I actually made it into a layout. This is a paper from Felicity Jane. It is from the Kate line called Tiny Dot and Hearts. And so all I did was I took some of my Shimmers Vibes and I sprayed it onto a piece of packaging like this. And then I just used a brush to fill in random hearts. Now, I put my photo aside, but my photo is going to go right around here. So I've done 2 shades of pink, and now I'm going to use this Shimmers Paints Inklings Minor 49er to add a little bit of gold. I was inspired by the Secret Not Secret Kit Club had an online party, and Hannah Lemieux did a challenge about filling in black and white paper with watercolor. So I thought this would work really cute in a kind of very minimalistic version. I have done this type of thing before with floral paper and it's a lot grander, but I wanted to do like a more minimalistic approach to this technique. So this is not going to be entered in the challenge because I didn't have time to finish it. So it is that party is well over by the time I'm getting this. And I don't know if you can see, but Xanthi is right here. So I'm going to try to watercolor with a cat in my lap, so this will be super fun. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get you put on fast forward. I've just pulled a bunch of supplies from what I own from Felicity Jane. I have my photo here somewhere, so I will find that as well. I'm going to go ahead and get started on my layout. All right, folks, let's get going. Alright, so I am going to fully admit that it has been a while since I've done this layout. It's even been a while since I edited it, so you'll have to excuse me if I get a little confused as to what's going on. So what I did was I sprayed some water in that Inklings 49er paint, and I just let it sit for a little bit, and you'll see I'm trying to dissuade Xanthi from joining in the party. And that was just to let the water soak in so that the gold paint was easy to use. And I'm just choosing hearts at random. Now, I mean, specified random. I want them not to be on the same line as another heart. But I do want a randomness to be seen in this particular layout. I don't want it regimented. I don't want it all the pinks in one area. I don't want it ombre. I really just want a scattered heart look. So now everything is dry and I have found my photo. Yay. I'm going to go ahead and trim this down. Now, had I not cut 3 circles out of this page, I would have been perfectly happy having it be a full page of black and white hearts. But I did, and I really wanted to use this paper. So what I'm looking for now is what will be the 12 by 12 element. So I'm trying all the papers in this line and everything just doesn't work out. So I think, well, I'll just pull a white piece of cardstock. But I don't like the busyness of the black and white going to the plain white. So I'm trying to think, well, can I have anything else work? And I realized the B side of this heart paper is this very pale pink with a tiny white polka dot. So I trimmed just a little bit more off of each page, and I'm super happy with the way that turned out. What I'm not super happy with, and what I don't realize, of course, until I actually glue everything down, is that in my haste to cut that white paper, I cut it off kilter. I will notice that in a second, but not before I glue things down. Yay me. So what I am doing now is I am matting my photo on this angled striped pink and white paper. It's angled about 3/4 of the way through, so I made sure to take this piece from the larger angle so that way I would still have that bisected angle piece to use for layout. So I'm getting my strips down, and I'm actually so pleased with myself because, I managed to get them down pretty much straight and pretty much where I wanted them to go. See, this should have been my first clue. There's a whole hunk of that other pink paper that is off the page, but it doesn't dawn on me, I wonder why that is. I do take out my teaspoon ruler because even though they were pretty straight, they weren't straight enough. So I did want to redo that. So I chopped that off, and then I'm thinking, wait, now this paper, and I'm so excited. I'm like, oh, look, I got it on the second try. Woohoo! I'm going to go ahead and glue this down now too. And it's when I go to glue, I glue this down and I'm like, oh, it's a little bit longer than my 12 by 12. And then I'm like, oh, wait, it's a lot longer than my 12 by 12. What? Wait a second. And then I line it up with my grid on my, here I'm going, wait a second, how can it be that big? And I realize what I've done. So I pull everything off and I start over with a fresh piece of paper, regluing everything. I did cut away from that because it took quite a while and I was annoyed and kind of like, yay, finally. So no worries though. I did use that piece of paper that I cut crookedly with a layout where I had lined a bunch of things over on one side of my layout. So I did not throw that away or anything. So it still came in handy. All right, so here is my the base of my layout, and now I'm going to start to embellish. So I pull out these. So for those of you who don't know, I do not subscribe to the Felicity Jane kits. I just purchase them when they go on sale. Not all of them and not the whole kits. I usually purchase the paper packs and then maybe one or two embellishments from that release that month. She does a monthly release. I don't purchase everything. She usually has journaling cards, and I don't buy those on purpose. They just end up in my stash. She now has die cuts that come pre-cut, but before she had that, she had cut-aparts that were on sticker paper. So these word and phrase color-blocked items are stickers, as is that happy banner. Then the things I'm pulling out now are die cuts, and her die cuts are super thick. So those are the label, the top of the tag that I cut off, and those feathers. And then two of the squares are actually chipboard pieces that came out. Now the chipboard pieces are from her summer line. The feathers and the tags and label, the label at the top is from Willow. The label was actually a set of not chipboard, cardstock labels, and I believe that came out with the summer line. And then the stickers, I want to say Emmeline or Caroline. I am not sure which. They are older at this point. So that label cardstock piece I'm actually not going to end up using, not because I don't like it, not because it won't fit. I moved something and it kind of disappeared, so I just grabbed another one that would work instead, and I found it later, of course, so I will use it on a future layout. So I'm getting ready to do my title. And I normally do my title first, but I wasn't quite sure where I wanted it to go. I do end up putting it over my photo because there's a big spot where that door is that isn't necessary to the story. And so I'm using a mixture of fonts here. I jumped ahead, obviously, as you can very clearly tell. I use the Ellie Studio in a light teal. I then also used those black puffy stickers for the word view, and those are from Felicity Jane, but I don't know. I believe it came out with last year's Christmas line, not 2017, but 2016. And then the word share is a bicolored one from Jilly Bean Soup, and that actually, the top portion isn't a solid navy, it's a navy diagonal stripe. They are very cute, and they come in a bunch of different colors. Now, I am taking these puffy stickers, and these came from the Willow line, and I did 3 triangles. Now, because my title were all in shades of teal and blue, I wanted to bring the pink into that area, so I choose 3 pink and coral triangles. And now I'm adding a bunch of the puffy stickers in my other embellishment clusters as well. So this particular story is about my nephew when he was a baby. This is actually at my parents' house, and that was my brother's dog. This was 16, 15 years ago. So they used to stand at my parents' front door and just look out. And my parents live in a typical suburban neighborhood, so there'd be people walking their dogs and bicycling by and stuff like that, but nothing truly majorly awesome outside. But they would hang out there all the time. It was always cute. So that's basically what this little page is about. I am embellishing my little clusters with the puffy sticker from the Willow line. And what I'm trying to do is just make sure I have all the colors and shapes represented in each of the areas. So here's where I've lost the label die cut, so I just go ahead and grab another one. So I've also added that pink puffy scallop piece underneath the photo. I just thought that piece was ridiculously cute and I wanted to use it. No other reason than that. So I've got the pink and the yellow there, so I'm also going to go ahead and grab another puffy sticker so I can bring that blue as well. And what I decide to do is repeat the triangles from the title. Now I'm almost finished here. I'm going to add some spatters in Deep Blue Sea, which is a deep teal, almost navy color. I am